Hello guys, welcome back to Ceefashion Academy. Today I'll be teaching us how to make a unisex combat shot, that is a male and a female combat shot. So make sure you watch the video to the end so as not to miss anything. And please, I'm begging you, make sure you click on that like button and make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you watch this video to the end so as not to miss anything. Thanks and may God bless you.
Okay guys, so today we'll be learning, we'll be cutting this combat shot. Like we have finished the explanation and we have our measurements, which we know. Please, I want you to know something. However we cut this shot, it's the same way you cut your normal shot. Do you understand? So the only difference with this one is that it's just a combat. Combat is addition of pockets, you know, kind of 3D pockets. Yes. So the first thing we usually do whenever we want to cut anything is to fold. Do you understand? And now, like I said, we'll be folding with the highest circumference, which in this case is the tie. The tie, please, whenever you're making a trouser, whenever you're making a shot, using my method, you fold with tie. So in this case, the tie is 25 inches. So we have to divide the 25 by 2. You know, we usually divide tie by 2. Then we divide this hip by 4. So tie divided by 2, which is 25 divided by 2, should be giving us 12.5. Okay, now look at it. This is how we fold our material based on the width and the length. The width is the tie divided by 2, while the length is the length of the shot and the hemming allowance. Okay, so 12.5. Look at it, guys. 12.5. Okay, from here to here is 12.5. Okay, make sure you mark it out into 2 or 3 times in order to fold, in order to get the line. 12.5. Please, if you wish to add extra to it, I usually call it weaving allowance. Instead of 12.5, you can make it 13. Do you understand? Or you can make it 13.5, depending on where you weave, so that you will not end up getting a smaller tie after you finish sewing. Probably the person that was weaving it has wasted almost everything. Do you understand? You can now add it. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be using the 12.5. Okay, use your ruler and then connect. After you are done connecting, what next thing you are going to do is to fold it. Do you understand? Fold it, just fold it. Okay, so you guys can see I've done the folding, I've folded it. So we still have about 12.5 here. Are you seeing it? Okay. So guys, next thing we are going to look at what I mean. Look at it. We have folded. Are you seeing it? Okay. So now talking about the length of this our shot is how many? 20 inches. The length is 20 inches. So that means your width supposed to be your tie divided by 2, and the length supposed to be 20. Then you add your 2 inches allowance. Are you seeing it? Making it what? 22. Assuming your length is 22, add 2 inches, making it 24. So as you can see on this particular one, the length is already longer than what we are supposed to do. You understand? So that means it is okay. You understand? Okay. So next thing we are going to do after folding, which the second thing is to mark out the measurement points. You understand? What do I mean by the measurement points? It's also called the vertical measurement. That is from waist to the hip. Okay, let's start. From waist to the hip, which is the hip line, 8 inches. Are you seeing it? 8 inches. Then next is from waist to the crotch length. The crotch length is 10 inches. Okay. Please make sure you measure it correctly so as not to make mistakes. So next is from waist to the short length, 20 plus 2 inches. Do the same thing here also. 20 plus 2 inches. Okay, so as you can see, we have these points. All we need to do is to connect them in order to get a straight line. The hip line, the crotch length, the short length, and the allowance. Okay, this is the waistline. As you can see, guys, this is the hip line, this is the crotch length, this is the short length, and the allowance. Okay, now the third thing we are going to be doing now. Who can tell us the third thing we are going to be doing? Okay, so we are going to be constructing the crotch. It is very, very vital whenever you're making shorts or trouser. So in order to construct the crotch, you have this particular method I use. Please, there are several methods you can use to construct crotch. But so for the sake of this class, I'm going to use the one I call the hip method. Now, hip method is using the measurement of your hip to get the crotch. Now, look at what I mean. Remember, what we have here is the thigh divided by 2. That's we have the total thigh here. So in order to construct the crotch, we need to separate the hip from the thigh. That is just it. That's the definition of getting your crotch. Crotch is separating the what? Hip from the thigh. Now look at it. The round hip now in this case is 41 inches. Do you understand? So we divide 41 by 4, which is going to be giving us how many? 10.25. Okay, 10.25. Now look at it, guys. 10.25. Are you seeing it? Okay, make sure you mark it again in order to get a straight line. 10.25. And as you can see, please make sure you look at this thing very well. If you notice, I started measuring from here to this side. Are you seeing it? Not from here to this side. So when you get it, all you need to do is to use your rule and connect it. Okay, connect it down to the crotch leg. Now, as you can see something, totally it was the thigh. Now I now have to get the hip set. As you can see, from here to here is the what? Hip. Are you seeing it? Now from here to here is now the what? The crotch. Okay, guys, the next thing, as you can see, after we are done marking it up like this, next thing we are going to do, guys, is to really curve the crotch itself. You know, our crotch, we usually curve it this way. Look at it. Something like this. We usually curve it this way. As you can see, are you seeing it? This is how we usually make trousers and shorts. Okay, but in order to get this, I love giving you guys the process how you get it. Now look at it, slantwise. Are you seeing from here to here? Measure 1 inch slantwise. Now look at it, measure 1 inch. Are you seeing the point? So from this point now, next thing you are going to do, now look at this point too. From here to here is what? 10 inches. Are you seeing it? Now divide it by 2. That is the midpoint. So from this midpoint now, you gradually extend it down to here. Are you seeing it? Then down to this point. Are you seeing it? So that's how you form the crotch. Okay, guys. After you are done constructing the crotch, there's next thing we are going to do. Next thing we are going to do is there's something that is very important that we need to do. We need to get the middle of the. See what I'm saying? So you can see the thigh is 12.5. Share 12.5. That is the thigh divided by 2. So we need to get the middle part of it. And this middle part of it is called the ghetto line or the traveler's crease. It's very, very important. Now look at it. 12.5 divided by 2 is how many? How many inches? 6.25. Okay, mark it out. Then also do the same thing here. 12.5. Okay, 6.25. Okay, when you are done, next thing you are going to be doing is take your rule and then connect. So you can see, like I said, this is the ghetto line or the traveler's crease. It's very, very important. It helps us to get our measurement equally because the method we are using for this shot is called the equal method. That means every part of the shot is equal. Okay, so next thing we are going to be doing now is to finally impute the shape of the shot. Now, for us to impute the shape of the shot, normally some persons do measure the base part of the shot. Do you understand? But since this is a combat, you don't need to stress yourself much. All you need to do, measure it because you realize, see here, if your combat wants it to be free, this is what you do. From here, are you seeing it? From the edge part of this point, measure out 1 inch. Are you seeing it? So from here also, measure out 1 inch. Are you seeing it? Now look at what you're going to be doing. Connect it down to here. Okay? Connect it down to here. Are you seeing it? Now take it down exactly. This is it. Now do the same thing here. Connect like this and then connect like this. Are you seeing it? So we have constructed it. Okay, but in a situation where you want it to be fitted on the person, so all you need to do is to just use the measurements you got from the person's body, the base of the shot. Do you understand? Use it. As let's say example now, what you got there is let's say example is 16 inches. All you need to do is 16 divided by 4. You need to divide your 16 by 4. Why are we dividing it by 4? We are dividing it by 4 so that we can comfortably impute the measurement from the center, which is this ghetto line. Are you seeing it? Now 16 divided by 4 is how many inches? 4 inches. All you need to do is from here measure out 4. Are you seeing it? Then from here also measure out what? 4. Are you seeing it? From here, place it from the center, measure out 4, then place it back again from the center, measure out 4. At the end of the day, you have this point, then you have to connect it down to here, and also this one connect it down to here. Do you understand? Okay, for the sake of this particular tutorial, we are making it to be free. Do you understand? So that's why from here you take 1 inch. Okay, so the same thing goes to the waist. Assuming a situation whereby you want your waist to be fitted. Remember, for me, this one, I'm not going to make the waist to be fitted. It's going to be free. Do you understand? So we are going to be working with belts. Okay. So, but if you want your waist to be fitted, all you need to do is to do what? The round waist. You divide by 4. Do you understand? So let's say in this situation, the round waist is 32 inches. That is divided by 4 is how many? 8 inches. Share? Okay. So from here, make sure you mark out 8 inches. Are you seeing it? I did not start from here. I said from here. Okay. Make sure you mark out 8 inches. Now, don't just leave the 8 inches there. I also add extra 1 inch allowance for the darting. Front darting. In a situation where you want to put front darting. Even if you don't want to put the front darting, please also make sure you still put the same 1 inch allowance. Do you understand? So now from here now, next thing you are now going to do is to connect to this side. But you don't just connect directly to the hip line. All you need to do is to, from here, measure out. Are you seeing it? Look at what I'm just doing. From here, are you seeing it? Measure out 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Are you seeing it? Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm making use of 2 inches. Are you seeing it? So we have this point and we have this point. All you need to do is to connect like this. Then you will now see the shape will come out perfectly well. Are you seeing it? And it will not have this ear. It will not be pointed. It will not be that sharp. Are you seeing it? So that's it. That's it. As you can see, we are done cutting it out. Now, when you are, but let me tell you the truth. For me, I'm not going to be using the waist measurement. So I'm just going to be leaving it straight like this from here to here. Do you understand? So for your own, if you want to use the waist, it's very, very nice. Do you understand? Okay. Then another thing is, we all know, let's not forget this method. We all know that whenever you're making anything from the waist, you need to add the waist effect. Do you understand? You need to add the waist effect. Look at it. Waist effect is from here to here is how many? 1 inch. So all you need to do is to take your rule and then connect. Please, I just want you to know that whenever I'm teaching you anything, you should know when it's similar to what I've taught you before. You understand? You should know the things you're supposed to do. Like now, I'm teaching you how to make this shot. Does not mean that since you've learned on skates that you need to, anything that you wear on the waist, you need to put waist effect. Assuming I did not put it in this class, you need to know that you should put it. Don't tell me I did not do it in my class. Do you understand? Because you ought to do it. I must not like teach everything from A to Z like that. Okay. So the same thing I'm still going to do at the back. So for now, let's cut it off. Let's shape it out. Okay. There's another thing I still need to say. You see this shape that I added here? It's not compulsory. Sometimes we just do it like a palazzo. Straight from here down to here and from here down to here. Do you understand? Depending on how free you want it to be. Please, I want you to know that. Okay. Please remember this class is a kind of a unisex class. It can be used for a male and it can be used for a female. Okay. So make sure you cut it off. Now we're about cutting out the back. You understand? We just cut the front. We folded our material, the tie by 2. Do you understand? We folded the tie. That is 25 divided by 2 is what? 12.5. That's what we folded. Now, if you want to cut the back, remember this front is 12.5. The back is going to be 3 inches to 4 inches more than the front when it comes to the width. It's how wide it should be. Do you understand? That means if the front is 12.5, that means the back should be 12.5 plus 3. That is 15.5. Do you understand? So that's what we'll be using here. Look at it, 15.5, as you can see. Okay, so talking about the length, the back should be 1 inch longer than the front. Do you understand? This is the same thing we do on skates. Okay, so that's it. So when you want to place it, see how you're going to place it. Place it so that it will be equal from the down part. Are you seeing it? Okay, then it will be equal here too by the side. Okay, so now you are done. Next thing you are going to be doing now is to, now look at it. Remember, we did not add any allowance on the front side. Okay, where we are going to be adding the allowance, this particular method of cutting is at the back part that we add allowance for both our trousers and our shorts. You understand? So this is English method of cutting a trouser. So now look at it. From here, we'll be adding 2 inches. Are you seeing it? 2 inches. From here, 2 inches, as you can see. From here, how many? 2 inches. Then when it comes to here, it is here that has that 3 inches. See, remember I said the back should be 3 inches to 4 inches wider than the front. So it is here that has that maximum number. You understand? Here that has. So 3 inches, as you can see. Look at it from here, 3 inches. Are you saying it? Okay, now look, we have 3 inches here. That means when we are going down, as we are descending, should it still be 3 inches? No. No, it should be like 2.5. Do you understand? In order to descend very well. So we have 2.5. So from here should be how many? 2. Then 2, 2. Yeah. Okay. So at the end of the day, let's connect here. So you can see, when you connect, see. Are you seeing it? Okay. Like this. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting it out. For you to confirm this, you need to fold this thing like this. Do you understand? Fold it and make sure. Okay, see. Okay, is it equal? Let's see. From here, fold like this. Make sure the back is touching the front. Is it equal? Yes. It's almost equal, but not exactly equal. Do you understand? So when it is not exactly equal, just check whatever. If it is 1/4 inch or 1 inch, that this one is longer with. Mark it there. Let's say we have marked it and it is 1/4 inch. Are you saying it? All you need to do is to take your scissors, look at it, turn it, take your scissors, cut from that quarter and make sure you join back to the curve. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, when you recheck it, you notice that it is what? Equal. Do you understand? So that's how it's supposed to be. Okay. We also have other methods of getting this particular thing, which I think let's keep it. Maybe we know it later. So next thing you are going to do is to also cut from the back from here. Okay. So now the final thing, now look at it now. Remember we marked this one like this from front. We've not cut it out yet. That's for it not to confuse our students. So now we are going to mark out the back one. Now the back, now remember, I want you to know something. This one we step down by 1 inch from here, from the center front. We step down by 1 inch. Then at the same center back, we have to step up with what? 1 inch. Are you seeing it? So now both of them should be equal at the side. Now look at it. This one is going towards the waist. Now this one should also go exactly at this particular point. So let's use our rule and connect. So you can see, are you seeing it? Okay. So next thing we are going to do, we are going to be cutting it off. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? So that's how it should be. So all you need to do is to open up this back one. Okay, so that's it. This is the front and this is the back. Then for those that want the dart, that wants to put the dart, see what you do. You see this ghetto line is also the same thing as the dart. So trace it out to the back part. That's the dart. Do you understand what I mean? This ghetto line is the dart. So as you can see, the ghetto line has so many functions. So we are going to be using this to cut on our material. Do you understand? So after we finish cutting our material, we cut every other thing. We cut the pocket and we cut the band. So that's what we are going to be doing now. Okay, what we are going to be doing now is let's cut out the remaining pieces. Let's cut the pocket pieces. What we are going to use and construct the pocket, the flap, and the back pocket and the combat pocket. Okay, let's do those ones. Okay, guys, so I'll be cutting out the 2-side pocket. That is the combat one, the one that will be on the combat side. Okay. So now, in order to cut it off, now look at this. Look at what I folded. So you can see, I folded 2 materials. So what I want to cut out now, look at it. The width of the pocket, as you can see, with what we have now is 3 inches. Are you seeing it? So take 3 inches down, like this. Take it down. Take it down. Why the length? Now this 3 inches, when you open it up, is how many? 6 inches. Share? Okay. Why the length now should be how many? 6, 7. Shey, it should be around 6, 7. Do you understand? Okay. Now, since it's 6, 7, remember, there's this, when you make a pocket, you know the upper side, you fold it. There is, you hem the upper side of a pocket. Do you understand? So you need to leave allowance for that hemming part. That is like 2 inches to 3 inches. Look at it. 2 inches. So plus the 7 is how many? 9. Do you understand? So now the total length, okay, plus, look at it, 2 inches plus 7 is how many? 9. Then plus, let's put small allowance for other folding the damn part. Do you understand? Okay, 2 inches plus 7 is how many?
9.
2 inches plus 7 is 9. Okay, so the total now I'm going to be using here is 10 inches. Do you guys understand? Okay, you did not understand. Okay, normally the width of the pocket we are working on here is how many?
So the width of the pocket
Yes.
is 3.
When you expand it is how many?
6.
6. So that means the length should be how many?
7.
7. Share? Okay. So if the length is 7, you add extra 2 inches for the hemming part. Do you know where I say you should hem? The upper part. Do you know how you hem your sleeve? You fold like this. The upper part of the pocket, you also need to do that. So let's say we add 2 inches to that 7. Is how many?
9.
Thank you. Let's say we add extra 1 inch for the folding part of the damn pocket.
10.
Damn is 10. Share? Okay, that's it. So the total is how many? 10. You can also use 9, depending on how you do your folding. Do you guys understand? So, assuming you need to manage your material, you can also achieve it. But I think I have enough at the moment. So that's why I'm using what I'm supposed to use. So then, okay. So now let's cut it off, guys. Now as I'm cutting off this, as you can see, I have it like, I folded it out. Like that means I have the 2 pockets here. Are you seeing it? I have the 2 pockets here. Okay. So let's straighten this one. Okay. So now, when you are making a combat, I like to make this kind of combat. I don't usually make this square combat. There's something I mean by square. At the damn part here, it will just be like this. I like to make this one. See, the one that is like this. Do you understand? Okay. So in order to make that one, it's more like just put a curve here. Do you understand? Look at it. Put a curve here. How do you put this curve? Can anybody tell me how to get this curve?
Step up this one.
Yes, you can do it now. The same way we do our neck, our armhole, and the other of our curves. You can step up here with 1 inch or ½ inch or 3/4, depending on how you want your curve to appear. Do you understand? Okay, so let's do that. Let's cut it off. So you can see we have done it. Share? Okay, so at the end of the day, we are able to achieve our pocket. Please remember, this pocket is 6 inches wide. Yours can be 6.5 or 7, depending. Please, you can also make 6 inches. Okay, this is the material we have at the moment. So that is how to cut this particular pocket. So we are still going to cut for the back, north side, our normal back pockets. Do you understand? The one that is at the butt. Do you understand? We are going to cut it. Remember, that particular side pocket, the combat pocket, is not a plain surface. It's not a 2D pocket, rather it's a 3D. So what does that mean? That we are not 100% done with cutting of that particular pocket. So what should we do now? We need to cut out a 2 inches stripe for that side. Do you understand? A 2 inches stripe for that particular side. So in order to cut it off, cut out that particular one. Okay, let me just make this thing for it. Okay, make sure you mark out 2 inches like this, so you can see. Are you seeing it? 2 inches. Let it be long. Now, some of us don't know the measurement we are supposed to, the length, yeah? Who can tell me the length? The length we are supposed to make it to be.
We have to measure our pocket.
Measure which pocket? That particular one, share? Okay, that's it. You need to measure that pocket round to know what you are supposed to use.
Okay, round.
Yes. For me, what I usually do is that I just cut out something I know that it should be more than. You understand? Way more than the pocket. Yes, that's what I usually see. What I'm saying? You can measure out this. This is how you know the length you're supposed to cut out. Look at it from here. Although this one should be more than, because remember we are folding this one, but it doesn't matter. Use it like that. From here to here. How many do we have here? 13. 13 times 2 is what? 26. So that means it shouldn't be less than, this thing shouldn't be less than 26. As you can see, that means this one we've cut out should be more, is more than 26, but you know that it's only for one part. Are you seeing it? See 26, see the remaining. So this is only for one part. So we need to cut another one. Do you understand? Exactly this particular one. Okay, see what I mean? This one now is for this one. Look at it. Look at it. Let me show you guys. This one now is the one that is going to surround this one. Are you seeing it? Okay, so we need another one to surround this particular one. So we need to cut exactly what we've done. Okay guys, so let's cut the two side pockets. That's the one that is beside the waist. In order for you to, as you can see, this is I folded my material into two. As you can see, I'm still going to fold it again into two. Okay, now look at it. The next thing you need to do is iron it out. Okay. Then when you are done ironing, next thing you need to do now is to mark out the pocket itself. First of all, let me make here to be straight. As you can see, it's not straight, so I need to take my rule and make it to be straight. Then secondly, the pocket length. How many inches did I say the pocket length is? 14. Okay, it can be less than my dear, but 14 is the average and the standard.
So this pocket is side pocket.
Okay, so next thing we are going to be doing is the width. The width is how many inches? 7 inches, yeah? Okay, 7 inches is okay. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use 6.5 because of my material, please. Take your ruler and connect. Then after you are done, take your scissors and cut it off. So you guys can see, we have cut it off. So now, there's something else I want you guys to know. The length of the pocket, the surface pocket, you know what I mean? The outside. This one is the one for the inside. The one you are looking at, the length is how many? Like this. It's 3 inches that I use on my pocket. Yeah?
Yes,
3 inches. Okay. 3 inches. This is 3 inches. As you can see. Okay. You can extend it like extra 1 or 2 inches to it. Are you seeing it? This extra 1 or 2 inches. Now from here now, look at. From here now, step back with ½ inch. Are you seeing it? Now when you step back with ½ inch, you use it and make a curve like this. Are you seeing it? This was the curve I was telling you guys about. Now this one is long because as you can see, the pocket length is that short. Had it been is the one of 7 inches, we are supposed to start this thing from 8 inches or 8.5 inches. Do you understand? Okay. So you can see, are you seeing it? Okay, so next thing you are going to do is to notch the center. Notch the center like this. Okay, now after you are done doing that, there's something else I want us to do. Next thing I want us to do is, remember the opening of your pocket. When I mean the width, where is the trouser? Let me show us what I mean. Look at it. Okay, the width of the pocket is how many? 4 inches. So that means, and we're making use of a lining. Now this lining we are making use of, you can also make use of pocketing. Hope you know what pocketing is. That lining that you usually see whenever you open your trouser.
Okay.
You understand? It can also be called pocketing or the lining itself. So now since this one is 4 inches, means that this is not the material. And we do not like this material to be showing. See, we will not like it to be showing on our trouser. We need to cover with the same material. You understand? And if you are covering with the same material, you need to make sure that it is obviously wider than the original opening. It is obviously wider than the 4 inches. Do you understand? So as you can see, this one is okay. This one is about 5.5. Okay. Then talking about the length should also be longer than this one is how many? 3 inches. Look at what I mean. here now is 4 inches. When you are cutting out pieces to cover it, should be more than 4. That is, our own is 5.5. Are you seeing it? So when you are cutting out based on the length now, it should be way longer, probably 6 inches. Do you understand? Now look at it. Look at it. Now I have 6 inches here. I think people will understand this thing more as we progress. Okay, this is a piece. So this one is only for one side. Do you guys understand? It's only for one side. So for me to get for the other side, all I need to do is to duplicate. Talking about the flap, that one is not hard to cut. All you need to do is to get your material, fold it, get your material and fold. Okay, so fold from 1.5 to 2 inches. The average is actually 2 inches. Look at what I mean. 2 inches or 1.5. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm using 1.5. Are you seeing it? Okay. Take it down, and the length should be 8 inches. So, average. No. The difference from where your zip will stop. The style you want to make that kind of clothes. It's not all trousers that you see stop at the same point. Okay, guys, look at it. 8 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay, are you seeing it? This is for 1. So we need to make it to be 2. Do you understand? It's not only supposed to be 1. We need to make it to be 2 for the left and the right side. Okay, guys, now look at this. As you can see, I'm done ironing it. Please, this is not the way we are going to process. See, we are still going to put our interfacing on it before we even fold. Do you understand? So I'm just trying to show us something. You need to put interfacing here before you fold, which I'm still going to do. But now there's something I want to show us. This is not compulsory. If you notice, sometimes when you look at our flaps from the inside, it's curved. Do you understand? So it's the same thing. Just curve from here. See, look at it. Are you seeing what I've just done? See, I know not most of us will really understand this. Look at it. I started curving from the closed edge. Are you seeing it? Look at it. Are you seeing it? Okay, you are going to see how we are going to apply it on the shirt. So this is it. So you need to come with your interfacing. Band. Okay, so talking about the band, the same process that we use to cut other things is the same thing. Band is always the same thing. Now in this case, if you want, you can make your band bolder. If you want, you can make it to the normal measurement. So for the sake of this tutorial, my band is going to be 2 inches, which is almost normal, 2 inches thick. Do you understand? So me making it to be 2 inches, it means that 2 inches is folded. Do you understand? And remember, when you want your band to be 2 inches, it means that you're not going to measure 2 inches exactly. You're going to measure 2.5. Do you understand? Now, but I'm not going to be fold that 2.5. When you expand it, is how many? 5. So I'm not going to be expanding this thing. So no, I'm not going to be folding it. I'll be expanding like this. I'm going to cut out my band like this. Okay. So in order to do that, I'll measure how many inches? 5 inches. Okay. I'm measuring it down to the length of the circumference of the waist. Now let's say my waist is 32. How many is supposed to be my band?
6.
Okay. So see, if your waist is 32, you're supposed to add from 5 inches to 10 inches. You understand? For me not to even disturb myself, I add up to 10. So 32, my band length should be what? 42. Do you understand? Okay. Because there's obviously going to be excess. So that excess will also help you. Okay, this is the material for the bag. So all we need to do, I'm not preparing this bag now. Do you understand? But for us to prepare this bag, all you need to do is to look at it, just fold it like this. Are you seeing it? So I will still show us how to prepare this bag comfortably, which I know most of us already know how to prepare bag. Okay, this one is very stretched. I will gum it. I don't want it to stretch that much. Okay, guys. Now the remaining is the butt back pocket. That's the one remaining. So since our original material we don't have enough, I'm going to be using this one for that. Okay. So in order to get the back pocket, all we need to do is to fold for it. Fold for the two pockets. You guys know why I folded like this? Or I just want to get the two pockets. Okay, like I said, the width of the back pocket is supposed to be how many?
5.5.
Okay, 5 to 5.5 share? Yes. Okay, so in that case, let's say it's supposed to be 5. Let's say it's supposed to be 5. So that 5, when folded, is how many? 2.5. So let's add our extra half inch and we're making it what? 6. That is 3 folded. Okay, that 3 we're supposed to go down to the length we are supposed to use. So the length should be how many? The same 5 to 6. Do you understand? Okay, but remember we still have to fold hem. That is that 5 plus 2 for hemming plus another 1 for folding the down part. Is how many? 5 plus 3 is how many? 8. So let's make use of 8. Yes. This is almost the same thing we did on the combat pocket. Sure, you know, it's almost the same thing. The original length of the pocket plus 3 inches. For that combat, original length of the pocket was 6 inches, yeah? Yes. Plus 3 inches, making it. Is it 6 or 7? 7.
6.
Okay, so it just depending on the style you want to do. If you want to see, if you want it to have this shape, you guys, all of us know this shape now, shape. All of us know this shape. Okay, all I did is here, I just stepped up with 1. Hope you guys understand. I just stepped up with 1 here in order to get this shape. Are you seeing it? Okay. Look at what I mean. How you prepare this pocket now. Look at it. If you want to prepare this pocket now, look at it. This is, remember, this is 2. You can fold 1, fold another 1. Are you seeing it? So after you are done, fold here half, because that's what we left for it. The what we have here, the allowance is half. Then fold here how many? Half. Then fold here half, and then fold here half. You are done preparing this particular pocket. Do you understand? Okay. Now, the truth there is that it is not only these pockets that we're supposed to prepare. Remember, I told us that this pocket supposed to have cover. You understand what we're supposed to cover it with? So now that particular cover, we are also supposed to do what? Cut it out. So in order to cut it out, guys, cover is usually the width of the pocket. The width. If your pocket is 5 inches, the cover width is supposed to be what? 5 inches. Then by 2 inches. 2 inches is the depth. Okay. Now let me show you something. Okay. Okay. Let's say it's 5 inches share, 2.5 plus half, making it what? 3. Okay. Making it 3. Then here is how many? 2 inches. Are you seeing it? So this thing I'm cutting now, let me show you guys something. This thing I'm cutting now, I'm supposed to double it, because that pocket you have to double it. The cover. You have to double it. Come in, let me cut out one. If you can cut out one, you can use it and duplicate. Hope you guys know that one. Okay, then if you want to leave it like this, you can leave it. If you still want to put a curve, you know now, you guys know about this stuff, you can still make it. So which one do you guys want? Is it just, let's just leave it?
No, this one.
This one?
Curve.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Okay, as you can see what we have. Are you seeing it? Okay, that means we need to duplicate as many as we want. Now, for one pocket is supposed to be two of this makes up for one pocket cover. So we need to, I don't know how many pockets we have. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how many do we need? 8. So it's still remaining 7.